me know when we're ready. Are we ready? We're rolling? Okay. Okay, let's go over basic nomenclature of the sling and all of the parts and pieces that you're gonna get. This is how it's gonna come shipped to you. It's gonna come in this neat little bundle with a nice little black rubber band around it that you can use to like tie your cables down for your lights and lasers later if you want to around your handguard. Attach your tourniquet to your gear, whatever you wanna do. We include a little sturdy rubber band, but this is how it's gonna ship to you. The sling is pretty much assembled so that you just need to throw your sling swivels on there or whatever attachment method if you want to tie it on with 550 cord, however. Put your sling devils on there, however you want to do it to attach it to your gun. We do not sell these on the website currently, and we're probably going to add these. I know it's a pain in the ass. You want a one-stop shop. You want to show up. You want to buy your sling. You want to buy your attachment methods. We understand that. We are going to probably source Grove Tech sling swivels and put them on the website mid to late summer of this year. But you will get your sling, it will be completely assembled, and it will be set up to put on a 16-inch to 14.5-inch gun. What you're getting is you're getting your sling pad. It's got 3 pieces of 2-inch elastic hard sewn in to manage your strap and how you want to manage this guy right here, which is your sith clip adjustment strap. Now, if you notice here, you've got 16 inches. So this is as long as your sling pad. So you should be able to adjust this guy wherever you need it to go on the sling pad for whatever length of weapon that you have. And we'll go over different sizes of weapons here in a minute. You'll have 2 pieces of 1-inch 1-wrap to manage sling pigtail or to tie down your sith clip strap. You'll have your female part of the sith clip. And as you can see here, it's got a split bar so that you can remove it from the sling. If you're not, we made this thing completely modular, so if you don't want to use this at all, you can completely remove it from the sling and then you don't have to worry about it. Or you can move this where you need to go. You can move this where you need to go. You've got 2 1-inch elastic, we call these guys doohickeys. They are basically to keep your excess strap. If you don't want to cut it and tape it down, you can just S-roll it and tuck it and use these 2 pieces of elastic to do that. And then you'll have your 2 metal tri-glides that will fall in at the end and the front to attach to your sling swivels or whatever you decide to use to attach it to your weapon system. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the rear strap. This is the rear strap. The rear strap will have the female sith clip attachment and it will have your anchor loop, and you will run that through your tri-glides and then through your sling pad. Okay, and this will then run out the back tri-glide. You'll receive tri-glides. And your sling will come assembled, but this is if you tear it down and then need to rebuild it onto a different gun and like customize all your lengths and adjust your sling pad. We wanted this thing to be as customizable as possible. So that's why we made it as modular for you as we possibly could. Once you run your rear strap through your sling pad, you would then take one of your doohickeys, run it onto the strap like that, because that's what's going to keep all your extra strap. Put your tri-glide on next, and then you would run your sling swivel to attach to the buttstock of your gun. And then you can adjust that to where you want. You can get your length to where you want on that. Once that's done, you can then double it back on itself to make sure it's secure and it doesn't slide or move. And then you can simply S-roll this down and then maneuver your doohickey in. And then give yourself a nice clean setup like that. You can also use this doohickey for other things, and then you can just run some rigger's tape or some electrical tape or some goon tape around this and tape this all down so that it's nice and neat and it doesn't slip or slide anywhere. Now, moving along, now that we have this in place, at this point you can install this guy. Let's go over real quick the sith clip strap. It's It's got the male part of the strap here. Just as a real quick hack for you guys, this is the forward part of the sling, the rear part of the sling. This will ride on this sling pad right here. You will weave it through your tri-glide, a sling strap runs through, and then you will set it to wherever length that you need to get it to clasp properly with whatever length of rifle you had. And as a general rule of thumb, the shorter the weapon is, the more you need to run it towards the butt stock, so it would run closer this way. And the longer your gun is, the longer you can run your strap out. So like in between a 14.5 and 18 inch, you can run it closer to the front part of the sling strap. So what we normally do is we will run this guy also underneath the elastic, like so. We will adjust it to the length that we need, and then we will run it and secure it also through the rear tri-glide on the sling pad. And then once again, you can use an elastic doohickey or you can use tape to S-roll this down and secure this pigtail where you need it to go. Now, a couple of hacks for this. If you don't like the way that this is flopping around, we do include a piece of one wrap. You can run the one wrap through there, and you can add the one wrap on there, and then that helps with that guy moving around. So if you don't want to use your sling clasp and you don't want it flopping around, but you don't want to take it off, you can adjust this so that it also rides neatly underneath the elastic like so and does not flop around. So you can set it up like that. And then when you want to use it and you want to use the clasp, you can then simply unsheath it and it's ready to go. Now let's talk about front strap assembly with your stay, your sling tension adjuster. It simply goes through like so, through this forward loop here. Okay, once you've routed it through the forward loop, then you can simply S-roll it through, or you can S-route it through here, like so. And then that gives you your forward adjuster. Then you run your doohickey, and then you run your tri-glide, and then you run your sling swivel, and that gives you your forward attachment to where you would attach this to your forend or your handguard, like so. Now let's talk about this tie down loop. Let's say that you are not running competition. You can take your second piece of one wrap and you can run it through this little middle bar tack section here. Just like that. And let's say you are trying to either stow this loop, then you can just simply run that down on top of itself, just like so, and that stows that loop down, or you can put a piece of tape around it. If you want to stow both, you can fold these down on top of each other just like that, and then you can run your one wrap over the top, just like that, and that keeps it stowed and out of the way if you don't want to run it. And then when you're ready for it and you want to S-roll your sling, then you can simply run this back to where it needs to go and clasp it, just like that. So that's why we included some one wrap. There's a lot of things that you can do with the one wrap to secure this thing to where and customize it to whatever you need to do. We also include the sling doohickeys, the elastic ones, so that you can use those for whatever you'd like to tie down your pigtails or silence your metal buckles. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll go over some installation on guns. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take our sling swivel, our rear sling swivel. If you're right-handed, this is for my right-handed shooters. If you're left-handed, just reverse this and set it up on the left-hand side of the gun. Right-handed, attached to your right-hand side of your buttstock. You're gonna then run the sling and sling pad around the buttstock like so. You're gonna take your sling here, and then you're going to take your female, and you're gonna S-roll it back to here. You're gonna clasp that just like that, and then you will begin to just add tension here with your sling adjuster, and that's properly installed. Now, to put this thing in action, as I said earlier, depending on how much tension you put on this guy, we purposely left the tab that's on this the way it is because this isn't for tactical use. This stowing the sling like this is for admin purposes. If you need to deploy this quickly, you need to adjust this out a little bit and then run this forward to the gun and just pull outward like that, and that will deploy the sling. Okay, so then we also have short guns. Everybody says, hey, can I also stow this on an SBR or pistol length AR? And the answer to that question is yes, you can. You will plug the sling in just like you did on a larger frame weapon. You will then run the sling just like that. As you can see here, we adjusted the Sith clip strap further back on the sling pad, which is what you want to do with a shorter gun. But as you can see with this guy, if we adjust this out, the buttstock out as far as it'll go, we don't have to S-roll the sling pad back onto itself. There's enough room here for the pad to adjust like so. We run our sling all the way out to the front end of the handguard, and then you simply can just S-roll, clasp it, and then tighten the stay down, and that gives you a nice clean setup on your pistol. Now, can you still fold this? Absolutely. I can still collapse this down and fold it. So if I want to put this into a bag, I would just neatly fold the buttstock like this. And then when I need to deploy it, I've got the one added step of extending the buttstock like so. When you do that, it's obviously the sling pad may not stay in place, but then you're going to then just be able to deploy it, and then you're in action. Okay, so if you're one of those gorillas that needs all the extra room and you wear body armor all the time and you're one of those huge dudes and you need to run your sling in the sling end plate on the receiver, and then you need to run it as far back as you can on your handguard, this will still S-roll down if you leave your buttstock extended and you run your sling pad around the end of the buttstock like so, and then you S-roll this down like this and attach it, and then suck all this down. You'll obviously have to shorten this front sling strap a little bit, but you still have the capability. If you make a couple of quick adjustments to the length on the forward strap here, it will indeed stow nice and neat, even in a shorter configuration. Okay, so as you guys can see, we have this set up. This is a 10.5 pistol length AR right now, and it's in the longest configuration it can be. It's attached, the sling is attached into the end plate on one end, and it's attached at the far end of the handguard next to the receiver. So if you're one of those really, really huge dudes and you like running your sling points in as far as you can go to give yourself all the extra room while wearing kit to swim in and out of your gear, as you can see, you can still S-roll this down. You will have to lengthen this Sith clip strap a bit, and you will have to shorten your front sling point a bit, but then you can get it adjusted down where you need it to be. On a GPR length gun, 14.5 to 18 inches, it's really easy to do installs like so. And there you have it. Okay, YouTube, thanks for joining us for this rundown on the Rad Sling. We're gonna keep putting videos out for you guys. Stay tuned. We're gonna start going crazy this summer with content for you guys. So stay tuned for all of that. As I said earlier, if you wanna see the other stuff that we do, check out the podcast, check us out on Instagram, check us out on Patreon. In terms of the sling, if you are interested, if you have questions, go check out the sling on our Instagram page at ODGUSA. Check us out on our website, odgusa.co. If you got questions, support at odgusa.co, or drop them in the comments below and we'll check them out and we'll get back to you guys. They come in multicam, they come in coyote brown, ranger green, and multicam black currently. If you need a special color, let us know. Thanks.